How I landed my first $20 million client. Now, this was almost 3 years ago when I was growing my consultancy through online and social media markets. And then I had a thought, who can I contact where I can learn new marketing tips? After a bit of research in my local area, I found a company that does roughly $20 million in sales annually. And I thought, well, if they're making that amount of money, they should be knowing something about sales and marketing. After a bit more research and utilizing a few tools, I found the email of one of the directors. I emailed him and I simply explained I'm a young guy in his 20s, eager to learn new things about the world, especially marketing. A few minutes later, I got a reply from him and he happily agreed to a 30-minute meeting. He invited me to their offices and he personally greeted me and he showed me to his office. And we began with our meeting. As soon as we sat down, I took out my notebook and I asked a few key questions that I prepared. Now, at the end of that day, we ended up talking just a little bit over 30 minutes. The meeting ended up being almost 3 hours. Now, to this day, I'm still using some of the tools and philosophies he shared with me. Now, after a while, he was intrigued by this curious young man in front of him. So he asked what I'm doing with my life. I told him my background in business and psychology and that I've combined the two to be a performance coach or performance psychologist because I absolutely love psychology and business and it's a perfect combination. I highly enjoy helping others succeed. Now, he was intrigued by this idea because he's always fascinated about the idea of having an in-house counsel, of having his own Wendy Rhodes, which is a character from a TV series called Billions. I highly recommend you watch it. He asked if I could begin coaching at least 3 members on his sales team. And of course, I said yes right away. I began exactly a week later. I helped the lowest performing sales rep increase their sales by 500% in 3 months. They absolutely killed it. But a very interesting point. After 3 months with incredible results, I began seeing more people on his team. A key aspect I want to highlight is talent management. It's something I found that can be very underutilized in corporate companies. They expect, because you are already the highest performer, that you have hit your ceiling, that you cannot go higher. This cannot be further from the truth. I also worked with their highest performing sales rep, and I helped him increase his performance by double in only 4 weeks. He already had the abilities to achieve it. He just needed a little bit of tweaking. Let's talk about fees for those who are interested, because I know sometimes it can be an uncomfortable conversations for a few of you. Interestingly enough, in the beginning, the director thought my fees was a bit low, and I can guarantee you it wasn't. It was fair, but he insisted I increase it because I was providing more and more value to them. In the end, I've helped my clients make 100 to 400 times more than what I charge. My fee is made up 100-fold by the next time I get their next big client. So the key takeaway of this story is knock and the door just might open. Don't wait for opportunity, go out there and find it. And don't always go in with an ulterior motive. I went to this company because I solely wanted to learn marketing tips and skills. I wanted to have a conversation with a director who climbed the ranks and absorb a bit of his wisdom. A key thing I've learned is if you're young, CEOs and directors will almost always answer your call or your email. When they do not waste their time. Ask thoughtful questions. Take notes. Show them who you are through your thought-provoking questions. You don't need to display, flaunt your knowledge. Do that by asking incredible questions. Ask questions that make them sit back and think for a second. And that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll talk again in the next one.